So let's talk about non-toxic cookware. I've talked a lot about this in the past, but there's actually 2 new types of cookware that I get to add to this list. What? I'm gonna tell you all about that. So number 1, you gotta avoid Teflon. A lot of people still get confused and fooled by companies pretending that they are not Teflon. Teflon is toxic because it leaches both microplastics and harmful PFAS chemicals that cause cancer and buildup in your body. This happens every single time you use it in normal use conditions, no exceptions. However, many people still get fooled because sometimes calls itself hard anodized, which is just the process by which they make Teflon. So number 2, you want to avoid ceramic nonstick pans. These are brands like Caraway. These are just coatings that are made out of either titanium dioxide or silicon dioxide nanoparticles. This is basically a microplastic and it does some pretty gnarly stuff to your internal organs. In general, you want to avoid any pan that has a coating that can be scratched off because you'll end up eating it, and eating microplastics and nanoparticles, that's bad for you. It's been linked to cancer and like lesions in your gut. Not good. Not to mention they're a huge waste of money because they don't last for very long. But what about new types of cookware? 1 is a titanium nonstick pan, and number 2 is something called a carbon nonstick forever pan. I am super skeptical of anything that's new, so I actually did a lot of research, and both of these, they look pretty safe. So what's crazy is that neither of these pans actually have any coatings that can come off, and that is a good sign. Both of them also come with lifetime warranties and guarantees, which is also another really good sign, and they don't have any heat restrictions. All of these things basically say that this is safe. So titanium nonstick pans, they're really crazy expensive, so I really wouldn't recommend these to anybody who's not like collecting pans. However, basically it's a lattice type titanium design that gets put onto either a stainless steel or an aluminum core stainless steel pan, and because it's actually bound onto the pan, it's not a coating that can ever be scratched off. Then this carbon nonstick pan, which is by Mizan, this is basically a carbon steel pan. It's just made with a different process. It's done through gas nitriding. So again, those look totally safe. However, the pans that I definitely recommend are going to be your legacy pans that are super safe and have been tried and true for generations. Number 1 is going to be your tri-ply stainless steel. I love All-Clad, Mizan. However, if you want ones that are nickel free, you can go with another brand like Homie Chef. They don't necessarily have to be expensive. I got a really good pan from IKEA for like $30. Number 2 is cast iron. Again, these will become more nonstick over time. It definitely retains heat. It's heavier, but they're gonna last forever. My favorite brands are Lodge and Smithy. Number 3 is enameled cast iron. This is your classic Le Creuset, which is totally safe. I've done deep dives on that in the past. Also Staub, which I love and I personally own. There's also some cool disruptor brands that have come up. I do recommend that you don't get cheap enameled cast iron. If it's really cheap, it's probably just a cast iron pan that has a ceramic nonstick coating on it, which will easily flake off. A real enameled cast iron, that is going to be basically a layer of porcelain. It is not going to be a coating that's ever going to come off. Last is carbon steel. Again, this is basically the same as that carbon nonstick, just done with the old school process. And that is very similar to cast iron, except it's not as heavy. It's going to last forever, and it will build up a nonstick coating and seasoning over time as you use it. And a lot of people think that these are difficult to maintain. They truly are not. You just do a quick rinse and a wipe. You're good to go. Same with stainless steel. They get really hot, they last forever, and all of them are super, super safe.